Why the galaxy refuses to map human space, a terrifying secret. Cartographer First Class Zix Vrelna carefully adjusted the resolution on the holographic display, her four appendages moving in practice synchronization. The three-dimensional map of the Orion Arm floated before her, a meticulously detailed representation of 7,863 catalogue stellar bodies, 412 intelligent species territories, and 27,496 established transit routes. The work of the Galactic Cartographic Guild was considered the most comprehensive mapping endeavor in known space, used by traders, diplomats, and explorers from thousands of civilizations. There was, however, one glaring omission in the otherwise perfect map: a spherical volume approximately 120 light-years in diameter, centered around a seemingly unremarkable G-type star. Within this sphere, the map showed nothing but a pulsing red boundary and a single notation in the standardized interspecies language: RES-TRIC, TAUT, AUTEE, EUQRRIZ, TEIONLEV. Apprentice Cartel, what can you tell me about this region? Zix Vrelna asked, gesturing toward the blank space with one of her upper appendages. The young Zendari, still in his first cycle of cartographic training, fluttered his sensory membranes anxiously. That's the Soul Exclusion Zone, Master Cartographer. It contains the human homeworld and their colonial territories. And why is it unmapped, despite our guild's mandate to catalogue all navigable space? Cartel hesitated. The standard explanation is diplomatic restrictions, Master. The official documentation states that humans prefer to map their own territory. Zix Vrelna made a sound that translated roughly as a skeptical snort. And you believe this official explanation? I've heard rumors, Master. We all have, Apprentice. But today, you'll learn the truth. The Galactic Council has finally authorized a level Omega briefing for all senior cartographers and their direct apprentices. She manipulated a series of controls, and the holographic display shifted to a secure communication channel. It's time you understood why no guild cartographer has mapped human space in over 3 centuries, and why those who tried never returned. Ambassador Elena Chen of the United Earth Government maintained a practiced diplomatic smile as she faced the Galactic Council's representatives. The circular chamber, designed to accommodate beings from over 400 species, hummed with the subtle sounds of translation devices and life support systems. Distinguished representatives, Elena began, I understand your concerns regarding the continued cartographic exclusion of Earth-administered space. However, I must reiterate that this arrangement has served both humanity and the broader galactic community well for the past 3 centuries. The Vrul representative, a methane-breathing entity suspended in a containment field, pulsed with agitation. The issue, Ambassador Chen, is not the exclusion itself, but the growing evidence that human space has expanded beyond the agreed boundaries. Vessels have disappeared along routes that should be well outside your territory. Elena's smile didn't waver, but her eyes hardened almost imperceptibly. I assure you, Representative, any such incidents are being investigated fully. If navigational errors have led vessels into our space without proper clearance, we deeply regret any misunderstandings that may have occurred. In the observation gallery above the council chamber, Junior Diplomatic Attaché Marcus Kim leaned toward his colleague. She's good, he whispered. 300 years of the same questions, and we're still feeding them the same lines. His colleague, Dr. Lena Okafor, nodded slightly. Has to be done. You've seen the simulations, the panic that would ensue if they knew the truth would destabilize the entire galactic community. Below them, the council session continued, with Elena deftly deflecting increasingly pointed questions about missing cartographic expeditions, unusual spatial anomalies along the borders of human space, and the peculiar fact that humans remained the only spacefaring species that the collective galactic community had never visited in their home territory. What none of the representatives knew, what humanity had kept secret for 3 centuries, was that there was a very good reason the galaxy refused to map human space, and why those who tried never returned to report their findings. Later that evening, in a secure conference room within the Earth Embassy, Elena Chen sat with her senior staff reviewing the council session. "They're getting more persistent," noted Admiral Zhu, the military attaché. "The Vrul are particularly suspicious after losing that scientific vessel near the Tau Ceti periphery last month." Elena sighed, finally allowing her diplomatic facade to drop. How bad was the containment? Dr. Okafor consulted her neural interface. Complete. The vessel was intercepted before any transmissions could be sent. The crew is being processed at Facility Omega now. And the ship? Disassembled. Any technology that might have recorded the incident has been destroyed. Elena nodded grimly. And the status within the periphery? Admiral Zhu projected a classified holographic display showing what truly existed within human space, something no alien species had been permitted to see for 3 centuries. The distribution remains unpredictable, but the rate of new manifestations has increased by 17% this quarter, he reported. "We've had to expand the containment zone by 3 light-years along the Cygnus vector." The display showed the real reason alien cartographers were prohibited from mapping human space throughout the 120 light-year sphere that humanity claimed as its territory. Reality itself was breaking down. Tears in the fabric of space-time appeared as jagged, fractal patterns of swirling energy across the map. Some were tiny, barely large enough to engulf a small spacecraft. Others spanned entire star systems, consuming planets and stars in dimensional rifts that defied the laws of physics. The current hypothesis, Dr. Okafor explained, remains unchanged. Something about human consciousness, our specific neural architecture, interacts with the quantum substrate of reality in a way that no other discovered species does. When we achieved faster-than-light travel, that interaction was magnified exponentially. What humanity had discovered, to their horror, was that their mere presence in space created instabilities in the universe itself. Human colonies, human ships, even individual human travelers caused microscopic tears in reality that gradually expanded. Only within the gravity wells of planetary bodies did these tears stabilize, which was why Earth itself remained unaffected. The secret that humanity had kept for 3 centuries was simple and terrifying. Humans were breaking the universe simply by traveling through it. "The latest estimates?" Elena asked quietly. Admiral Zhu's expression remained professionally neutral. "If we ceased all interstellar travel immediately, the existing tiers would stabilize within approximately 70 years. But as long as we maintain our current presence in space, the tiers will continue to grow," Elena finished, "and eventually merge." The implications hung unspoken in the air. If the galactic community discovered that human space travel was creating irreparable damage to the fabric of reality itself, humanity would immediately face extinction. No species would accept an existential threat to the universe. "So we maintain the exclusion zone," Dr. Okafor said. "We continue intercepting any unauthorized vessels. We keep buying time for the research teams to find a solution." Elena nodded slowly. 300 years of searching for a solution. 300 years of expanding the containment zone as our presence creates more tears.